Today we add the fish to the 700-gallon aquarium. There's still a few things we have to do with the 700, but if you don't remember, this is 8 feet long, it's 5 feet front to back, and it stands 28 inches tall. Its standalone filtration is a pair of FX6 canister filters. However, it's also plumbed into the 2000, being returned to the aquarium at around 700 or 800 gallons per hour, meaning that we not only have 700 gallons, but we also have 2000. We don't just have 2,000, we have 375. We not only just have 375, we have 180 gallon sump, increasing the overall water volume. And you guys are probably wondering what fish are going in it. Well, in today's video, we'll be adding some of them. Not all of them. There's 3 fish that we can't add just yet, whether they're too small or still in quarantine. The flow of the tank is managed by a tremendous amount of air bubbles, giving us a tremendous amount of surface movement, plus a filter pumping, or I'm sorry, a pump flowing thousands of gallons of this way. The first fish we're gonna add in here is my Asian arowana. Now you'll have to excuse my outfit. I'm gonna have to wear as little clothes as possible while covering my body, because I might have to get in the 2000 to catch some of the fish. Why would I put the Asian arowana in a 700 as opposed to a 2000? Well, technically, originally I built an 8 foot long, which is the same length as this, by 3 feet wide by 2 feet tall. It's the ideal aquarium dimensions for an Asian arowana. I want the center focus, the first thing that I see, is to remind it of how I got into the hobby, why I started building tanks, and my favorite fish of all time. The Asian arowana. Swimming amongst this aquarium with a massive open space, plus he can go around this trunk, and the flow is going to allow him to do just that. The trunk stands over 5 feet tall, as do I. Some of you like to think that I don't stand over, like I'm Frodo or something. The Asian arowana is absolutely massive though, and I'm hoping I can just catch him by leaning over the tank with a large net and putting him in the aquarium, which is only a few feet away. The downside is it's not the ideal way to catch an Asian arowana. You've seen me in the past using big, thick, clear bags to catch it. I don't have any. And because he's only going from one tank to another that's 4 feet apart, this should be just fine. Let's see if we can catch him. I have a good feeling that I could simply just catch him with a large rubber net. And I think that because I've only been draining the tank, I haven't tried to catch any fish. But what I'm going to do is wait till he swims back over here and maybe we can get him. If not, I might have to kind of guide him over this way. Let's put some more cameras on. Okay, now we're ready. He's back there though, and I'm not so sure if we can actually get him. I might have to get some sort of a stick to kind of get him to come out. But like I said, I haven't been trying to catch any of the fish right now, so they haven't had any reason to hide from me yet. I don't want to have to get in the tank to get him, because if I get in the tank, I'll have to get back out as well. So I'll just try to make him, kind of guide him along. He seems upset. Okay, so here he comes. He's circling over, and he went back. He might just hide back there, but if I can irritate him enough to come out front, I'll grab the net immediately, and we'll go from there. Let's come over to the other side. We also don't want to get him hurt. We need him out front. Here he comes. This could be our only shot without having to get in the tank. He's bigger than the net. Oh, no. I don't want to hurt him, and I don't want to freak him out too much. Here he comes again. No luck. Luckily, he's just jumping over the net. But this can cause him to lose scales, split fins, you name it. He's in the net. He's in the net. I can't believe I'm out here doing this by myself, but luckily it's a rubber net. He's very strong. I don't know if I'm strong enough to do this. All right. Oh my Lord, he's huge. And you go, bro. Oh, he almost got out of the tank. Oh, did you guys see that? This wasn't even recording. Of course not. Oh, he soaked me. I forgot to hit record on that camera. Here he is back here. He's in his tank now, swimming in circles. Oh, he looks perfect in here. Oh, he's not even that big in this tank. I was a little worried. But isn't it awesome? He's swimming in the path I wanted him to, in circles around it this way. Okay, let's let him chill. I can't believe I didn't turn the camera on my head on. He looks in good shape. He looks a little torn up here and there, but should be relatively okay. I see no missing scales. His dorsal is fine. His tail is fine. Just one of his pectorials is a little torn, but that's nothing compared to what I've seen, even moving with a bag. So, all right, let's let him settle, and we'll start getting the rest of the fish. And this time, I'll turn the camera on. How's that sound? Oh, look at him go. He's a little stressed out in this tank. He wants his friends back. But who are his friends? Who do you think goes next? This is absolutely awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Look at him going around the back. See, if we stand back, and I'm using a wide angle lens, and one of the things people that come here say is everything's so much bigger in person. This tank, guys, is 8 feet long. It's 5 feet front to back. Look at him. He looks like he's dwarfed in here, but he certainly looks like he's liking it. Let's see what happens long term. I think he's going to be just fine. See the size of this tank? He's got to be over 2 feet. Here he comes. He's a little upset and he's looking throughout his tank. Other fish will make him feel better. Yeah, now we have to add more fish in. Oh, wow. I got to put the lid back on. It's off right now. Okay, I was able to get this little albino Oscar in there because he was just swimming by and I saw the net. I grabbed it and he just swam right into the net. So that was quite simple. Oscars are the next fish going in. And hopefully we could just catch them quite easily and continue to add them to their new aquariums. But it seems to me as though we're going to have to wait for them to circle the tank. There's 5 left. 2 are in there. Looks like they're hiding. Where's the Asian arowana? There he comes. Once we get them all in there, everything will be okay. Man, these guys are really easy to move. Unfortunately, I just kind of drop them in like that, but it's for the best. Three Oscars. You know, and then you just wait a few minutes and another fish shows up. Here they come. It seems to me like they don't know any better and or mind this net. He minded it. Just kind of got to follow him around a little bit. I feel like the bare bottom's kind of throwing them off. 4 Oscars in there. I love Oscars, Asian arowana, and the other fish that are going in here, but you'll notice that they're not all going to be what you think. Take these plants out. Another, this is one of those smaller Oscars. He's flopping around. Where's his homie? Pleco's staying. you. That would be perfect. Oh, I got another fish that's going. My bichir. He'll look awesome in there. Okay, who's left? I need this plant out of here if I can get it. I don't think I could reach it. To kind of get in. Hopefully I don't fall. Got it. So when that's in there, I couldn't see anything. All right. Who's next? Who wants to get in the net? Come on, guys. Make it easier on yourselves and me. Damn it. Does this go any longer? Better for the amount of money I paid. It does not. Lovely. So I guess we'll just chase these guys around until we find one that wants to get in. Another little guy. Perfect. Flawless. Go get your friend. Arowana out now and enjoying his friends. Okay, who else is back there? I know there's a big Oscar somewhere. What are you? Severum. Ooh, Nicaraguans. Nicaraguans aren't going in that tank. They're going somewhere else. Where is that giant eel? He's way back there. All right, bro. I'm gonna need you to come out this way. Little sticky poo. Don't even gotta touch them. You just guide them. And a lot of times, maybe they'll even swim right into the net. Not him, of course. He wants to argue with me. Don't go that way. Got him. Got them all. Awesome. Also gonna add in this little fella. Just because he's the same size, like almost the same size as the other ones. He's too big to be eaten by the big guys, and the arowana, he's too big for the arowana to eat as well. He's about 4 inches, so he should do okay. Let's give everybody a little while to settle in, because this happens so quickly for me. Sorry for filming this on my phone, but look at the gorgeous Asian arowana just swimming under the right lighting and dramatics with his friends that will settle in, and they're all gonna come out. Oh my Lord, let's see. So it's only been a few minutes in the tank. I did decide to add the little fella in there because I realized he's too small for the big guy's mouth, and he's almost the size of these guys. Needs to put on a little bit more size. And he's too big for the Asian arowana to eat. Look at the bichir's in here too. So that is the initial stocking, the bichir. My 8 Oscars, which is so cool. I love the Oscars. And then my Asian arowana. But that's not it. There's still 2 more fish that got to go in here. However, we're not ready to put them in. They still have to go through quarantine and whatnot. So we'll see what happens long term there. But I'm also not done kind of stocking the tank or escaping the tank. This is cool. These guys might become like a little trio. All those copper Oscars over there. This is awesome. What a cool and fun tank. Gotta love Oscars, always active, always discovering and going throughout the tank. They do have the big thing for big log for visual blocks to swim around, get away from each other if there's an issue. I'm still going to add in more scaping supplies into the tank. I just wanted to get the fish in so we can continue to move forward with what we're working on out here in the aquarium gallery. But this just looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to have to figure out ways to secure these lids because all Asian arowana jump. In fact, all arowana jump. And it's a matter of time before he jumps and goes through the lid or something like that. So we want to make sure that he can't get through. And we might just have to put like some really heavy things on here. Not in the back, but because he can't lift up this whole thing. Maybe he can get out a corner or something, who knows, but I'll put something across. We'll figure it out in due time, but for tonight, he looks okay. I do feel like this is the, I don't feel, but this is the largest I've ever raised an Asian arowana to. And it's not common for them to get this big without them jumping out of the tank, so it was a matter of time before he jumped out of there. Maybe he'll jump out of here eventually, and if he does, obviously that would suck, but we are working on an amazing tank, and this is more of an encapsulation of my hobby and what I like to do with it. Obviously, I could have put discus in here, but Oscars are a little bit more hardy, and the arowana completely calmed down as soon as the Oscars were in there. All the Oscars are kind of figuring each other out, mouthing each other, deciding who's going to be boss, who's not. But for the most part, eventually they'll all group up together and swim in little shoals like this. That's incredible right there. There's 7 Oscars kind of swimming around in a shoal. And then there's a little guy that just went back there. Maybe he'll come back around. But in my opinion, this is an awesome tank. And those plants I just filled in those holes up there. But once they dry off, they'll fluff up a little bit. Yeah. Totally cool tank. Going to be a lot of fun looking at this, feeding it, and simply enjoying it because obviously we don't have to do water changes anymore because shortly this tank will be taken offline. We won't be doing manual water changes of any sort. Oh, and look at that little guy. He put on size, didn't he? I know he's small and he seems really small, but he's not much smaller than these ones, and certainly much smaller than these guys. But yeah, if you remember the Ultimate Oscar Aquarium, those were the OGs from it, those big guys right there. They wouldn't have got to this size in a 120, that's for sure. But yeah, absolutely incredible. As time goes by, you guys will see more on this aquarium, whether we add in more scaping, add in the final 2 fish. But I wanted you guys to see this initial adjustment of adding the fish to it. Finally, I know that you guys have been waiting patiently. Here comes the bichir. We can finally see fish up close like this, observe them differently, and of course the fish that are coming in here are absolutely it's going to be necessary for this tank. So the tank has settled down. Everybody in the aquarium has settled in. The Asian arowana, as you would suspect, does his laps around his tree trunk, and it seems as though he's incredibly happy, as if he has a territory, but he doesn't have to defend it. It's almost like he goes back there when he needs a break from everybody. And every morning when I come out, he's behind the tree and he stays there until maybe he sees the door open, like a difference in light, and he comes out and starts swimming around. He hasn't started eating yet, but that's very common with Asian arowana when you initially move them. One of the things you might notice, though, is that we, of course, added some rocks from the 2000. The bichir absolutely is enthralled by them. In person, all of the fish contrast incredibly beautifully with the black background. Camera's not really picking up the colors of the Oscars, but one of the funny things is, remember this little pair? Well, now they're a trio because the little guy's in here and he's been fully accepted by the other Oscars. They literally don't care. I was a little bit worried on how they would treat him, but he's doing absolutely phenomenal with them. And it's funny because he usually sticks with these two, and then all the other bigger Oscars, like all the tigers here, they stick together, and then this guy kind of like tries to be with the big ones, but they chase him off, but then he comes back. all of these guys are eating. The bichir's eating. Everybody's eating. We'll have to do a feeding video on this tank here shortly because it's absolutely just fun to see. But as you can see, as the arowana does his lap, he's very happy. Very, very happy. Arowana jump though. They always jump. The arowana has not jumped a single time since he's been in this tank for a few days. Yet he used to jump in the 2000. If I was out here, he would jump anywhere between 5 and 6 times an hour, just constantly thumping. He hasn't done it in this tank, and perhaps that's because of the additional flow in the tank. Maybe it's the temperature difference. Maybe he's just more happy in this tank and more satisfied. However, I will say that he's incredibly active and he truly enjoys swimming around that tree trunk, as you can see. I love when he finally comes under these spotlights because he just blazes in red. Maybe not on camera. And over here, obviously, the camera's making it look a little darker, but obviously cameras are never going to show you true coloration, especially for me because I'm colorblind. I have no idea what I'm looking at when I'm editing or anything. I just assume, well, that looks okay. But Tamara often tells me that's not what the fish look like in person. They're far more colorful. Like, for example, this guy is very, very orange or red, but I don't know what, and these guys are as well, but it's not picking up. And then, wait, oh no, that's the little guy. See the 3 of them? That's it for Oscars though. Just these 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 8 Oscars, an Asian arowana, the bichir that we've had for, 5, 6 years. And then, of course, the final 2 fish that'll be going into this within the next few weeks. Let me know what you guys think those fish are. But more importantly, I know this is not everybody's style or taste, but if you go back on my channel, and I'm talking 10, 15 years, this is what I did. I would build aquariums, do bare bottom, and house fish like Asian arowana, discus as opposed to Oscars, and stingrays. Never bichirs, but I love this guy, and we've had him for so long that he's got to go in there. He just makes sense. And he's so friendly and nice, and he does the craziest and weirdest stuff. Most times, he'll perch himself up on this rock and just stare at me. But will I be adding sand? No. What is that sand in there from? It's from the rocks. I'm just going to leave it in there. It's too much of a headache to try to take it out, but this tank is just, I'm absolutely enthralled by it. I'll try to make it look more dramatic like it looks like in person. Just gorgeous. But this tank is just another step forward to the final mission of what I'm going to be looking for and accomplishing in 2025, which nobody knows yet. Unless you're a member of the channel, then you know everything. And you're following along in a different way. So if you're not a member of the channel, please consider doing so. Truly helps me out and makes a lot of these things possible. But again, I know not everybody's going to like this tank. I already know I'm going to take heat over it. But for me, as the fish keeper that I am, I absolutely love it. Is it better than the piranha tank? Well, in terms of planted tanks, absolutely not. Is it better in fish stocking? Is it, to me, I would take this 9 out of 10 times over the piranha tank just because this is who I am. At one point in my hobby, I only kept Oscars. I started building aquariums for Asian arowana as well as freshwater stingrays. I did bare bottom, and I remember I used to have to make videos about why I keep bare bottom and what I do and how I do it the way I do it and the reasons behind it. And for a lot of people, it truly changed the stingray game. Stingrays went from really never being seen in the hobby to, well, now it's oversaturated. Same with arowana. You'll see every YouTuber these days with some sort of an arowana, a stingray, and then some other type of fish. Sometimes it's discus or Oscars. I'm going to make Oscars great again. I think they're absolutely awesome, but you got to keep them in groups when you got a big tank, and you got to get cool ones. And everybody in the United States, you guys have access to some of the greatest Oscars that you'll ever see, like blood reds, super reds, that sort of thing. And all of mine are mostly rescues. Well, or were dropped off at the store and then I paid for them. But this is cool. I love these guys. Look at the white fringe on their fins. I know they're so silly, but I love the fact that these two are a bonded pair almost. I don't know if they're an actual pair. And then I like this guy because he's, well, you can't even really see him. But I like this guy because he's like a miniature version of them, but far more copper, far more red on him. So, interesting stuff. I love this tank. It's now connected to the 2000, so you can see the clarity of this. And you might be thinking like, oh, it's too small of a tank for all of these fish, but come on, guys, it's 8 feet long, it's 5 feet wide, it's 28 inches tall. For stingrays and Asian arowana, 8 by 3 by 2. So we have 2 extra feet, and we have a few inches in extra height. And as Tamara once told me, every inch matters. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It's probably like right around here. It takes you 2 seconds. Subscribe if you're not already. Join the members if you can't wait for new updates or what you think is going to happen. I did a live stream for an hour the other day, or the other week by now, and I told them everything. See you in the next video.
What they say, yeah. Hear it all when they talk about